Welcome back, race fans, and welcome to North Wilkesboro, correct?
Yep.
Yep, welcome to North Wilkesboro. And we are in the SK Modified out here right now, Kevin.
Yeah, definitely an interesting one. The Whelen Tour Modifieds.
Not a
And
series I'm familiar with, that's for certain, but they look interesting, Kevin, I'll be honest.
they definitely look interesting, and let's get over a somewhat of an expert in the Whelen Tour Modifieds. Let's get Tyler Vickery in here to talk us through how these things go. Is he done with his qualifying for a Dragon?
Yeah, he's not reading on the track.
Alright, let's get him on in here. Hey, Tyler, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Hey man, talk us through these things. We are, explain it like I'm 5. We're completely new to these type of vehicles, especially on a track like North Wilkesboro. So, what do you got for us?
Plain and simple. Whoever said SK modifieds, those are only like 550 horsepower. These Whelen Tour mods are about 600, 650 horsepower. A lot of power to torque. The open wheel, the fronts are open wheels, so it's like you have to watch how you make contact. But very popular series, Whelen series. They actually are running at North Wilkesboro tomorrow. Catch that on Flow Racing, everything during All-Star Weekend. Should be there. But the team I'm helping out for, Christopher Hatton, and then I'm running their paint scheme. But these cars, fast. I'll tell you this though. Right rear tire is going to be key. Even in the real life series, a lot of these guys will try to use the right rear as much as possible. So be aware of the right rear wearing out quicker than a lot of the other tires. But I mean, overall, real life, these guys beat and bang off each other. A lot of really popular names. Another driver I've helped out with, Austin
All right,
Beers,
guys,
is
I
in
put
this,
the tiers in
as
the
well as
general chat.
also
If
like
you
Luke
want to
Baldwin, the
look right
Baldwin
quick and see
family,
where you're at.
Polly Hartwig,
Yeah, we're
all
working on
of those
payout.
guys. Definitely take a look at them. But these cars are fast, a lot of grip. As long as you make sure you are cautious with your throttle inputs, I'll tell you this. Practice, we have seen a lot of people spinning out, getting on the throttle too heavy. So you might see a lot of that as well tonight for a lot of drivers that have not ran this car before.
All right, I appreciate it. And one last thing I want to ask before we get you out of here: what's a pit stop going to look like in these things? What's the fuel window going to look like?
Fuel, if we get cautions, fuel will not be necessary. Tires, I would say, real life guys, a lot of them, even at New Smyrna Speedway, when we have the season opener, they will change one side of the tires. For most of the time is right side tires. Pit stops here, they take a lot longer, so you are going to be lucky to get 2 tires done in time. Left sides, a lot of the time, as long as you don't really go heavy on them, left side tires are always like plain clear as day good. But it's the right sides that it's going to be the main problem about. I think you might see a lot of people try to do 4 tires, but preferably, even in the real life series, everyone always does right side tires because you wear out the right rear a lot faster than any other tire.
All right, we appreciate it, Tyler, and we wish you the best of luck out there. We're gonna learn along the way, and hopefully we see some fun racing out here tonight at North Wilkesboro.
I'm looking forward to it as well. This is one track that I got the chance to be at real life, so I'm looking forward to it.
All right, we appreciate the info and good luck out there.
Yep, thank you.
And I might have cut him off a little prematurely there on accident, but regardless, I'm gonna go ahead and get things started with the grid. If you could send it over my way, Luke.
And I'll be honest, I kind of forgot about it, a little lost in the interview. But we're
trying to learn as much as you can out here with the new Whelen Tour mods.
Whelen Tour mods, that's what they're called, okay. Grid is coming your way now. You want to get that thing
I'm just
rolling?
going to rattle it off as quickly as I can because I don't know how long they're going to be pacing around out here, but Daniel Falkingham and Malik Ray on the front row. Once again, second time tonight. Dylan Basin and Nathan Harper behind them. Tyler Vickery in 5th with Craig Head in 6th. Sterling Tyson, Chris Ramsey, Stephen Miles, and John Darnell. Your 6th row is going to be Kenny Reeland, Dylan Jones, James Wagner, Danny Barnes, Pete Dillon, Mark Vondell, Vicente Guerrero, and Chris Melton rounding out your 18-car field. in the Whelen Tour mods at North Wilkesboro Speedway. It's All-Star Week racing, Luke, and we have a fun one out here.
Yeah, no doubt, Kevin. And like you said, I'm going to be learning along the way with how these things are, and so are you. So, from what we've heard, we're in for a treat out here. I don't quite know what to expect, but these things damn sure do look interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's up, Stroop? Always good to see you. What's up, Beebs? Rooting for Tyler out here starting off 5th on the night. It's going to be a fun one as they're pacing around. I think we're going green now. Pace car goes in, and the flag is waving, and we are racing here. 160 laps of madness, here we come. Daniel Falkingham with an early lead on the inside line there. He's making his way through the turns, getting up through the gears. With Malik Ray hot on his tail. He looks to the inside. He's going to try to make a pass on Daniel Falkingham. Yeah, Just, they're definitely something. You know, I got to learn a decent bit more about them, but as Luke said, they look like little roaches. So,
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see how they handle out here. As your top 5 reads Falkingham, Ray, Basin, Craighead, and Harper. Harper not too keen on how these things were handling in the practice, requesting a refund. Could be worse out here, though. After RC and everyone that actually made it on the track, we're looking at a 16-car field out here. A decent bit shorter than our last race. I know a lot of these guys are super speedway, and you know, the old stock trucks. Those are their bread and butter, but always good to see something new out here.
I'm just trying to analyze how these things are turning out here. They seem like, I mean, like Tyler said, they got a lot of power, it seems, going out of these turns. So these guys are really going to have to be careful on these exits.
Yeah, and you know, Tyler said with cautions, it's not going to be necessary to stop on fuel, but he said tires are going to burn down very quickly, and be expecting a 2-tire stop for a lot of these guys. Not sure when that's to come, so your guess is as good as mine, race fans, but, you know, we're 6 laps into 160, and I think these cars are handling about in their sweet spot. Yeah, and Luke, another thing I've noticed out here, maybe some of these guys don't have as cool of paint schemes as we're used to. Not putting too much effort into their Whelen Tour mod paint schemes.
Yeah, a lot of iRacing schemes I'm noticing.
Yeah, that's what I was picking up on. Hopefully that's a them thing and not a you not dealing with trading paints thing.
Oh, what's up?
Alright, perfect. Dylan Basin riding the back of Malik Ray pretty hot. I mean, nobody's really gained much distance on anybody out here. Malik Ray stayed tight on Daniel Falkingham. Basin behind him about 0.2 of a second. Craig had the same. And then, I mean, it's about 0.2 of a second all the way through until 7th place. Sterling Tice and Stephen Miles fighting for that 7th position. And, I mean, they're way back there, as you see right now. Almost a front stretch away from each other, sorry.
And one thing I'd like to point out here while this race is going on, in our area right now, we are having some pretty bad thunderstorms right now. It looks like it still looks like I'm getting fucking flashbanged out my window right now. So, if anything does happen out here to the stream, y'all at least know why.
Absolutely. And Luke, I'm sending an image your way right now because the payouts are going to be tier-based once again tonight. And if you could get this image up on stream at any point, that'd be appreciative because those are the tiers. It looks like Falkingham's got his groove now. He's opened up another 0.2 of a second on Ray. I mean, by no means has he lost any drivers, but it seems like he's got it figured out. And real quick, wherever you want to put that, I'm just going to rattle off. It looks like on tier 1, you got Basin, Miles, Jones, Ray, Craighead, these, Falkingham, and Harper all battling against each other for some money. And then on tier 2, you have Ramsey, Dillon, Kenny, Real, John Darnell, Vickery, Big Dougie, which I'm assuming is Wagner. I don't know who calls him that, maybe his wife. Not me, I'm calling him Wagner. Guerrero, Vondell, and Barnes. But, you know, as I say, Falkingham picks up another 0.2 of a second on Ray. That closes, so looks like those top 6 are really still all the ones holding it together, whereas there's about a 3-second gap between Vickery and Miles on 6 and 7.
I'll give these cars a shot after this race, Kevin. See how these things feel out here, maybe. These look very
Yeah, well, you
interesting.
paid for them, Luke, so
Yep.
I want to get your money's worth.
Just maybe, Kevin. Just maybe.
Walkingham, though, led just about every bit of this race out here, and I'm sure he is hoping to continue that trend, as it seems pretty spread out here, Luke. How about these? Let's take a look at these lap times and see what we got, because I'm sure lap traffic's going to be a factor.
Oh, and we got someone wrecking out. That's Danny Barnes.
Uh-oh.
That's our first
Danny
caution.
Barnes is going to bring out the first caution. Let's go back and see what happened to him, because
Hey Dylan,
I won't
if
lie,
that
Luke, he's got
grass
one of the
ain't
nicest
more
schemes out
lawn,
here
he's
on the
gonna come
evening.
and hit you.
Going into the
This
turn.
gets a little loose.
Yeah, a little loose, maybe in between those grooves. Luckily, keeps it away from everyone else, and
Seems to be alright.
you know, Luke, I'm just now for the first time realizing these tire setups are uneven. It's like they got some
Oh, yeah.
some more spacing, maybe some more suspension or something on that right side.
Definitely one of the more interesting vehicles we've ran, that's for sure.
But yeah, looking at lap times, it's about 30 seconds, and there on that 18-lap stint, the leaders were able to get about 15 seconds distance on some of the guys. So there's going to be some lap traffic very soon. There's no doubt in my mind. But just looking at how we're looking on our top 5. Oh, and it looks like Vickery has fallen to the back. Maybe took a pit here early, Luke. You want to get a read on that one for me real quick?
I'm not too sure. He's running in the back here. I'm not reading a wreck or anything from him.
Can we see last pit time or last pits for everybody? And
Yep, he pit lap.
yeah, he's gonna be the
that's
first
gonna be
to
on the
pit
7,
here. As far as everyone goes, here on lap 18. Not sure what he took. He was telling us, he was hinting at maybe taking some right side tires in our interviews. So maybe we see that early with him.
Maybe.
Not sure what the tire set situation is, but that's
Get a read on
definitely going to give him some sort of competitive advantage here.
3 tire sets of the evening.
3 total, like 1 on the car, then 2 extras, or
It
3
just
extras?
says 3 tire sets, so I imagine 3
Alright,
total.
so 3 total. So interesting if he took his first here, going to try to get an advantage here early, maybe expecting a long green run. We are green. It comes fast. I wasn't paying attention. I looked away for 1 second, and we're racing once again.
Likewise, Kevin, and not used to the track and not used to the cars. Something we got to get used to, and Daniel Falkingham leading this thing still.
Yeah, and Falkingham able to get clear of Malik Red, but Malik's fighting once again on the restart here, trying to get his nose in there on Falkingham, but not going to happen quite this early. I think the car to watch out here is going to be Tyler Vickery, as he's coming all the way from about 14th place on the fresh tires. He was your best running driver that took the tires, and he's looking to make up some time and get back into a competitive position out here as he's up in the 10th place. A lot of red cars on the map, Luke. Is that what you would imagine to be a non-paint schemed car?
I would assume so, Kevin, but I don't know why you would ask me that question. But
Regardless, Daniel Falkingham leading by 0.2 of a second. About that same gap we've seen between him and Malik out here all evening so far.
it's single file all the way through out here. It seems like it's tough to make moves on these cars.
Yeah, I've got to agree. It just I mean, we haven't seen much passing out here lately. I don't know if that's a pace issue or if it's just, you know, there's one preferred line and everything else is just that much slower than it.
Who knows? Then again, it is still very early on. We're almost 30 laps into a 160 lap race, so.
You take tires, Vickery?
I will say, though, we were told that these cars can beat and bang around, so if we were to see some tough racing, I sure hope we would see that.
I don't know what the hell you just said.
Storm is raging out
No,
here.
I did not take tires.
Buckingham's still leading this thing away. He's about a half second up on Malik Ray and Dylan Basin.
Yeah, just, you know, a little while ago we just heard from Vickery in the chat claiming he didn't take tires, so maybe he just came in for some fuel, make sure he's good to go till the end of the race, and he's out here back up in the 7th place, about 4 seconds back.
Not a bad idea, trying to get his fuel out of the way early so we don't gotta worry about the tires. I like it.
Yeah, especially with him probably being confident in his pace out here. Yeah, and a good call by Beebs in the chat. You gotta wonder what adjustments were made by Vickery there, if any, to you know, change up how he's feeling in his vehicle, because you know they had a good 18 laps to figure out how they were feeling in these cars off the rip, and then you know changes could be made out here. So gonna see if that benefits. And we'll take a look at best lap timing of the night, Luke, and see who's sitting where.
And you're reading best lap times right now,
Oh,
Kevin.
brother,
on
you're just
screen.
holding everybody up.
Yeah, and Falkingham barely has a better lap than Malik Ray.
Sorry, look at Basin. Basin's got it, 18:05.
Yeah, Basin's got it by 0.03 of a second, and then Vickery has the same time as Ray. Got a good lap time as well up there. I mean, just a lot of tight lap times, but you know, towards the back there, they fall off about 0.4 of a second.
Hey,
And that's a
I'll
lot
take
of
it,
time
I'll take
for
it.
one lap. So definitely showing out here with the pace changing and with it being 18-second lap times and Dylan being 14 seconds down. We're gonna see some lap traffic coming here soon, Luke.
Yeah, no doubt, I have to agree. And I believe the lap car they're approaching is like a 63 of Pete Dillon.
Yeah, and as always, to those of you in the chat, let us know if the lag becomes noticeable or even unbearable, and we can try to restart the internet. Storms are up brewing, and I'm reading that there's some connection issues, but if it's bearable, you know, we're just gonna have to ride the storm, but let us know if there's anything too crazy.
They're making their way around some lap traffic now. Shuffling around Pete Dillon.
Yeah, and so it begins. I know a lot of these guys aren't used to lap traffic being demons of the super speedways, so it's going to be interesting to see how all these cars can manage to get around. First one to fall is Pete Dillon, and Danny Barnes as well. Both of them are going to drop down as Falkingham, Ray, and Basin get around smoothly. Next one to go is going to be Mark Vondell. He's got a few seconds of time between them, though. Daniel Falkingham just, I mean, it seems like no matter what type of car or track they put him on, can't be stopped out here. And these races we run with.
Yeah, definitely one of the top performers out here. We see him at the front of pretty much every racing series.
That's not to discredit Malik Ray though, because he's also towards the front just about every damn race we see. I will say though, he's losing some pace now as he's been passed by Dylan Basin. He's now down about a second and a quarter, whereas Basin's running about 7/10 of a second back. Basin gonna try to take a crack at Daniel Falkingham as he's slowly closing in a little bit of time.
Saying hi, Daniel.
Mark Vondell being closed on as he's going to have to go high and let the leaders on through, and he does that pretty smoothly, as at least for Daniel Falkingham. Basin now going to be the next to come around, and he does through 1 and 2 now. Or I suppose that's 3 and 4. Never been a big fan of these tracks that read the start-finish line on the top, Luke.
Me neither, Kevin. It always fucks with my head. And you see 13 on the lead lap right now.
Yeah, and the next one to go is going to be John Darnell. So, it'll be interesting to see what some of these guys are going to do to try to hang on out here. No one wants to go down a lap, but you got to understand the differences of the pace, and so far most of these drivers have done that pretty flawlessly.
They're all staying on pace here. Falkingham maneuvering his way around these lap cars. I believe the next one on the chopping block is going to be the 41 of Sterling Beese. Is the stream looking any better, or is it still choppy?
It's looking pretty good, honestly. It ebbs and flows. I noticed some freezing about 10 laps ago, but it's been doing all right.
Okay. See a little battle going on right now between second place and lap car right now.
Yeah, Devin Basin going to lose a little bit of time, as well as Malik Ray. Falkingham just, I mean, probably thrilled to see that in his rear view, though.
I mean, he's really putting up some good times out here, Kevin. Let's go and look at the last lap times here. And he's just running better laps than everybody out here right now.
Yeah, absolutely. He's putting up 1845s. Looks like your next guy's going to be Malik Ray, putting up 1856s. And, we heard pre-race that, tire wear could be some issues out here, especially that one-sided tire wear. So as we get deeper and deeper into this race and this green run, it's going to be interesting to see if he can hang on to that, or if some of these other guys are going to pick up time where he leaves it. But right now it looks like he's still just now updated, and he's got a better lap. About to update again. 55. Basin beat him on that one.
Switching back to the gap here, you see Basin kind of closing the distance a little bit there, but a little bit of an off and on situation. Yeah, very back and forth. These things are definitely tough to read, that's for sure.
What do you think of the track, Luke? Big North Wilkesboro fan?
I'm not really the biggest fan of these shorter tracks. I prefer these longer stretches, but when these are more interesting cars, it definitely piques my interest a little more. I like them a lot. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think the NASCAR series with the All-Star race and everything just puts on a great show out here. I think it's a great track. Don't know a damn thing about the cars, but if we can get, some tight battling racing going on, it's very entertaining at a track like this.
Oh, yeah. Definitely little room for error out here, as Falkingham's still maneuvering around these lap traffics. The lap traffic cars.
He's trying to put Wagner down with the lead. Only 9 cars on the lead lap, and he does just that. So, you know, going to be interesting to see how many he's really going to take off the board here. I mean, even like 5th place is now 8 seconds back on him.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see out here.
And he's now battling to take down what I think is Sterling Tice or Pete Dillon. They go 2 laps down now. A little bit of a battle going on between Tyler Vickery and Stephen Miles for that 8th position. Take a peek at that. Both of them trying to hang on.
Sorry, Danny. Just getting really low.
Stephen Miles definitely closing in on Tyler Vickery, as you see up there in that orange car. They have elapsed Danny Barnes in between them, but
Buckingham's still sitting about a second ahead of Dylan Basin right now.
yeah, and he's closing in the distance on multiple more cars. You know, the next to fall is going to be Kenny Real, Stephen Miles, Tyler Vickery. And, you know, Luke, I hate to say that because we just saw just one of the most exciting races ever. But
Sterling Theus is off the track a little bit. Sorry to cut you off there, Kevin, but back up onto the track. He's keeps it clean.
yeah, unfortunate for him, or fortunate for everyone else, unfortunate for him that he's keeping it clean and keeping it green because it could have been dangerous. But as I was saying, you know, we just saw one of the most exciting races we've seen in a while back at Talladega, and now, you know, I don't want to call it a snooze fest, but you know, we're not seeing the battles we saw in the previous race. So, you know, if you're Falkingham, you want to keep it that way. If you're anybody else, you don't. So, you know, Stephen Miles just made the pass on Tyler Vickery, and they're really going at it with each other right now, going back and forth. It looks like Stephen Miles is going to come out top on that one, but fans can't see it because Luke's snoozing.
No, he's not. Just trying to figure out where he is on the SDK.
I got you. But I think they need to quit worrying about each other and start worrying about this 39 car because they're all going to be down a lap next thing you know.
I mean, he is absolutely moving, Kevin. I mean, he's been consistently putting up the lap times out here, and almost 72 laps in this time by. We've seen a considerable amount of racing, and Daniel Falkingham seems to have dominated every piece of it.
Tyler Vickery now has lost a decent bit of pace. He's now fallen past Kenny Real. He's going to be the first to fall down a lap to Daniel Falkingham if we were to stay green that long.
Looks like it's about to go on the racetrack in turn 1 or 2.
He's pitting. Take a look at Tyler Vickery.
Oh.
Oh!
Maybe not the cleanest of pit entrances there.
Let's go back real quick and see how that one happened. Ain't got much else to look at, so
Just a little hot on the exit, maybe.
I think an accidental pit maybe,
Maybe.
but not a great look if you're a Vickery fan, as he's going to be
Sitting in the
forced
pits
to
now.
take a pit.
And when you get to me, just let me know where you want.
Yeah, and is also going to be forced to serve a speeding penalty, we just heard, so, you know, unfortunate for him. But that's going to leave 8 cars on the lead lap, 7 cars on the lead lap, my apologies, as Falkingham darts around Kenny Real.
just looking at our battle box here, just taking a look at when these guys last pit. See if we can. It won't let us cycle the top positions. We'll just look at relative out here. Definitely very spread out in terms of previous pit strategies out here right now.
We're officially halfway through this one, Luke, and Stephen Miles trying to hang on to that lead lap now in P7. And a lot of these guys have lost pace. Just maybe starting to feel those tires a little bit sliding around the track, as we're seeing Daniel Falkingham do as well.
I have to imagine tires are what these guys are starting to feel right now. I mean, halfway through this thing, they got to be feeling them now. They got 3 sets, so I mean, they got tire sets to work with right now. Falkingham now closing on Mark Bondell once again.
Yeah, and look, I'm one of those guys, you know, if it's going to be a dominant performance, I want it to be a proper dominant performance. So, you know, every car that Falkingham's lapping, you know, getting me cheesing a little bit.
And he's really kind of starting to run away with this thing now, as he's about 2 seconds up on Dylan Basin now.
Yeah, he's gotten himself some separation. I think that's when a lot of these guys just... Oh, and the caution flies.
Oh, shoot.
I believe that's Sterling Theus off the track again.
Yeah, Theis just having some issues. Go back and see what the hell happened to him, because... Damn, that is loud.
Thunder?
No, whatever that sound is that changes screens scared the hell out of me.
He just gets a little loose going into the turn, it seems.
Christo.
Loosed off the wall of anybody else, though, so I mean, maybe just a little tap, but car seems fine.
Everyone's able to get around them, but
Not what I needed.
that's really going to help Stephen Miles. That's really going to help Kenny Real, assuming we have Lucky Dog out
Alright,
here.
guys, quick announcement. The halfway point
Because,
leader is Daniel
you know,
Falkingham.
more
He
cars
will
were going to
win,
fall,
$30.
but here come the pits.
Sorry, I just
I'm
got
actually
word. Daniel
supposed to
Falkingham, the race leader at the halfway point, he's going to receive $30 extra for this thing. A little extra money in his pocket now.
Oh, the halfway point leader.
Yes.
Got it. Kind of forgot to tell the chat about that one, I won't lie.
And they're all getting new tires on there, no doubt. So we're going to see some fresh cars off this restart.
What happened to Hempits up? Nothing?
We just hear anything
How'd
important
you,
from
like, beat me out by,
Falkingham?
like, a second? Pure talent.
Just Dylan
I
Basin
got the
saying
car,
it's
did off what tires. I think
pure talent that he made it out of pit road faster than Daniel Falkingham.
Am I behind the pace car?
Yeah, pace car beat you out, Steven.
That's gonna change
get a
the
lucky
dynamic
dog,
of
you
things
still
out
go
here,
a lap
Luke,
down from
because
pitting,
I mean,
so
like
that's
we
great.
saw, it was hard to pass out here. So for Dylan Basin to get around Daniel Falkingham, it's gonna be a little scary.
Correct now, just so I can get some laps
If you're
back.
a fan of the 39.
Only reading 6 cars in the lead lap right now, Kevin. Before. this thing gets cycled through, and definitely shorten this field up a little bit for these guys on the lead lap.
Yeah, and I think they're gonna pace around one last time before we go green once again out here. We're gonna have about 70 laps to go, give or take, when we go green. Plenty of racing left for these guys, but I mean, it seems like there's I can name on, one hand how many guys I think have a good shot on this one.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, Kevin. I mean, Volkingham's led this thing for, I'm just going to say it, the entire race, so he's definitely the man to beat out here off this restart. Assuming Basin's just going to be doing everything he can to try to get into front position ahead of him.
Yeah, Basin's going to have the clean air and the command here, so, once he gets that lead, it's going to be a game of seeing if he can maintain it. He gets the jump and gets clear of Falkenham right off the start. And they're going to be following each other's lines. Turns 1 and 2 out here. We're racing. Oh, caution flies early out here, though, right away.
I'm seeing somebody back there in the wall. That's Mark Vondel.
Uh-oh. Vondel
Oh, I see
and
someone
behind
else.
him.
Who else is that? That's Wagner. Uh-oh.
Big Dougie.
Maybe off the restart. They were running the outside line there for a little bit. Oh.
Oh. Yeah, that's definitely a caution-worthy incident. Probably the hardest hit we've seen of the evening in the Whelen Tour mods. It seems like Wagner just came down a little bit while Vondel was using momentum to come up in the D's Nuts car. Well, look, that's going to bring in our third caution. We're going to go straight back to pacing around here. Nothing really changed, though.
Not really, Kevin. Dylan Basin's out here leading still, and Daniel Falkingham in second, so pretty much the same restart out here in terms of leaders.
Doug, what's the payout? Is it just the winner of the tiers?
Top 3 of each tier.
Pacing around one more time out here. Past 8 laps or so has definitely been a different pace than what we've seen the majority of this race. Getting 2 cautions in that short of a distance is surprising to me, to say the least, Luke.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting one out here, Kevin. I have to imagine these guys are going to start really trying to race hard out here, but I don't have a very good read for the track. I mean, it seems like the passes definitely aren't as frequent. But when they happen, they can definitely be dangerous.
And we are green out here.
Oh.
God damn it.
Oh, we're wrecking right off the restart. Stephen Miles and one of the roaches is upside down.
No! Roach on his back. Roach on his back.
I think he's right side up again. Not seeing any roaches on their heads right now.
I mean, they were riding.
Let me shot.
Pause it, but they were riding each other across that entire stretch.
I appreciate
And
you
finally,
doing the
one of the
favor.
cars gave and flipped. And I have to get a read on who that was. The
48.
11 is the 48. I think that's going to be Dylan C. Jones in the 11. Yeah, Dylan C. Jones in the
Yep.
11, and then Cameron Craighead in the 48. It looked like, if we can go back, it looked like Craighead might have missed a gear or something. He goes very slow. Let's take a look. Right here is fine. Just
Clear the top, clear the top, clear the top.
or whoever's in front of him,
Yeah,
I
it wasn't
guess.
Cameron Craighead. That was
Was that Dylan Jones? Yeah, the 11 of Dylan Jones.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at his on board. I mean, you see what I'm talking about there, right? I mean, just
Yeah.
no speed
It's
whatsoever.
like no speed off the restart at all. Yeah, let's maybe go back to a far chase.
Dude,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's from the 11, guys.
I gotta assume he either, missed a gear or hit the wrong pedal or something.
Yep, missed the gear. I heard it. Missed the gear,
I guess I'm just a
unfortunately.
genius.
I guess you might be, Kevin, and it's gonna put us over the 100 lap mark now.
Yeah, once it rains, it starts pouring, Luke, and we've seen 3 cautions in the past 10 laps, so. But, no lucky dog out here, so nobody's really picking up any laps.
Still Daniel Falkingham and Dylan Basin here leading this thing around once again, and it seems like there had been the two names we call out here, but as we saw in the last
Oof.
race,
Did Falkingham get it back on Basin there?
I think he did. Just barely.
Interesting, that's gonna change things up. Malik Ray's also made up a couple positions in the past handful of laps. Pace cars coming in, and we are racing out here. Daniel Falkingham on the command.
It's me every time,
He's going
Kevin.
through the gears. Yeah, I was a little bit better with it that time. And how about Malik Ray looking to the inside of Dylan Basin now? He wants his crack at it once again. He hasn't been up there fighting Falkingham since the early laps of this race.
Single file all the way through out here. Falkingham still leading this thing. He's been the man to beat all night in both races, but as we saw last race, it doesn't matter who leads the most, it's about who leads the last. But Falkingham really putting on a performance out here.
I'm going to try to get one of my laps back, but I can't.
Only 6 cars are reading on the lead lap now, Kevin.
Yeah, like I said, no lucky dog out here, so it's only going backwards for some of these drivers. Nobody's making up laps. And I think that's, looking at the tiers, there's still some racing going on back there, laps down, so, being down a lap or not, it doesn't really make much of a difference. But what I think is surprising to me is there's only 2 cars that are 1 lap down, and the rest are 2 or more.
That's Stephen Miles and Dylan C. Jones. Sitting real pretty right now in a good spot. But I think they'd be fighting each other if we get another caution out here.
I want inside here, Shirley. Thank you.
Mark Von Del Reed hitting, trying to sort out some damage.
And he's in there. Still green out here, Kevin, and you seem to have a pretty good stretch going right now. Daniel Falkingham still leading this thing around. You know what I just realized, Kevin? Look at the hood of these cars. These things look fucking sweet.
Yeah. Definitely, look interesting. Did they run these things on dirt?
Maybe.
I'd imagine they have to.
They look like it.
River's stopping in and wishing the guys at Jack Shack Racing some good luck out here. Dylan Basin in second place right now, holding it down for the guys. And Luke, you know, if I ever get married, I want you to, you know, not show up. I want you to carry on the torch of the broadcasting or racing or whatever you're doing NASCAR related.
Fair enough, Kevin.
You'll be lucky to get me to show up to my own wedding, Luke.
Yeah, I guess only time will tell, right?
Well, maybe. we'll see, I suppose. Trevor, also don't forget to mention to anybody sitting around you to go ahead and like and subscribe to Ninth Gear Broadcasting for the best goddamn broadcasting network in the country. And
Hey, who
you
knows?
know, dare I say the world. We're not
Yeah.
huge fans of the open wheel stuff, but fuck it, I'll say the world.
Yep.
These wheels look pretty open to me.
Damn right. Got a cage over the rear ones, but still open enough for me. Maybe not a bad idea to ask for a speech at the wedding or something. Give Ninth Gear a little shout out or something. That'd be pretty sweet.
Toast to Ninth Gear, I like it.
Oh yeah. Celebration toast to Ninth Gear. I like it.
God, we are getting off track. with
Yes,
this
we are.
one. Dylan Basin only 0.4 of a second back, but I mean, it's the same thing we've seen all evening. Daniel Falkenham running away with it.
Bit of a battle going on now between second and third place. Dylan Basin and Malik Ray. They're running pretty close together now. 40 laps to go. They got to be starting to think here. You know, you've been saving your tires for a majority of this race. You got to, well, you're ready to turn things up here now.
Yeah, but I mean, 40 laps to go is nothing to these guys. It's about 10 minutes of racing out here.
We're under your caution again, Kevin.
Uh-oh. Caution flies, and what do we read on this
The
one,
lucky
Luke?
dog right now.
Oh, I see it. Top right.
Yep, I see it too. I'm not too sure who it is. Let's see if we can maybe...
There. No.
Sure, what photos?
Maybe. Yep. No.
Okay, go to the time of caution.
It was some sort of red car.
Wonderful.
Is it Daniel?
There. Yes, it's gonna be that. I'm confident.
Oh, yep. Okay, hold on. Who is that? See number 11, I want to say.
Cavalier racing car.
Okay,
see, maybe
Dylan
the
C.
18
Jones is
in the
involved. I'm gonna watch the overhead of
48.
Dylan C. Jones.
Maybe. Yeah, 48 at Cameron Craig. Jones and Craig had once again.
Ah,
Two of them getting into it for the second time of the evening,
Pit
Luke.
crew RNG when it comes to having like non-pit stop animation.
overall seems to have seem to both work it out there though. They both seem to be doing all right. Vehicles
Stormar
seem
pit stops take a
intact.
lot longer.
But now it's Daniel Falkenham and Chris Ramsey up into second place now. Kevin, Malik Ray in third,
at
and
least your pit crew actually have
Nathan
the
Harper
driver.
in fourth.
Yeah, let's take a look at last pit times.
Yeah, but stupid mistake though. Like one mistake cost me though.
We're gonna switch back to position.
That one's on the 48, guys.
So there's your two leaders. Falkingham on lap 86 and
I have
Ramsey
lane
on lap
choice, correct?
85. Looking on back here, 3rd, 4th, and 5th pit on lap 122.
They all just took theirs.
They just
Correct.
took it. But they still got to cycle through here and stuff like that, so...
That's going to be the last set of tires, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. Definitely not going to be holding anything back off this restart. We're green out here, Kevin. It comes fast. And Falkingham with a good jump on the outside. And they're 3 wide going into the first turn.
Yeah, they're ditching Ramsey. He got stuck there on the inside with not too much speed, and he has lost the pace. And here comes the charge, led by Nathan Harper on the outside, and they're about to go 3 wide. Dylan Bason's going to fall off and cycle in behind Malik Ray. And Falkingham just hoping they can battle it out because he's on older tires and he's trying to run away with this thing. Malik making it around though, and it's going to be him and Basin now. Seeing what they can do to pick up time on Daniel Falkingham.
And they're single file now, probably trying to see if they can catch him. Don't want him running away with this thing once again.
And Malik Ray seems to be catching. I mean, he's made up a couple tenths of a second.
Remember, they are on fresher cars, so... I imagine they'll be gaining pretty quickly here. Falkingham probably just hoping something else will happen in the meantime.
Vickery, I'm just cruising, bro.
Alright.
Yeah, and I'd imagine the decision lied within, you know, Falkingham not wanting to give up control of this race. Once you lose control of it, it's hard to regain it. Got a little bit of luck on his side earlier, being able to get P1 back on Basin in the midst of those cautions, but I think it's a hard track to pass on, Luke.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's just at least what I'm examining out here. It seems to be very, very tough to pass. That outside line just doesn't seem to have as much speed as the inside line. At least the group they're doing right now.
Yeah, and you know, they were at one point about 7-8 tenths of a second back, and now they're 3.5 tenths of a second back. So Basin and Ray catching up to Falkingham slowly but surely.
Starting to close the distance now, Malik Ray starting to gain on Falkingham. One, two, three, four across the start finish right now. They're still single file.
He's there.
Malik Ray looking at the
Knocking on
inside.
Falkingham's door.
He's got his nose in the inside. He's gonna have it. Falkingham almost clear
Miles,
there,
you're
but
great for it.
Malik
I'll
Ray's
give it
there
to
and they
you.
bump.
Malik Ray keeps it straight, and he's going to get around.
Door to door.
They're side by side.
Bottom, go bottom, go bottom.
Dylan Basin probably wants a crack at this, Luke.
Yeah, now he's got some extra speed. Probably looking to maybe make a move.
Appreciate it.
He's looking a little high there. Cutting back down to the inside, and now he's going to try to get on the inside of Falkingham now. Falkingham now being forced to the outside. Now it's Malik
Yeah,
Ray
that's
and
going to
Dylan
bring
Basin.
Nathan Harper into the picture.
And there's a big lead change there, Kevin. Daniel Falkingham was leading the race for a majority of it. And then he slides back to P3.
Yeah, and Falkingham just not on the pace he was earlier. They're staying out.
Really stuffing up Nathan Harper, unfortunately, who now is going to look to the inside.
Yeah, and how about Basin and Ray going door to door, side by side, racing through this one. Dylan Basin trying to take his second crack at the lead of the evening, and he's going to have it momentarily, but Malik Ray's not done fighting as he gets a good launch out of the straightaway. Still side by side, trying to keep it as clean as they can, but as tight as they can. They're in formation right now. Man, look at this, Luke. How's this for tight racing?
Yeah, they're racing each other hard out here with 18 laps to go. 17 this time by, but they file back down to single file, and I don't imagine they're done.
Yeah, Dylan Basin clears for the first time in that battle. I think that's what he wants to see. I don't think he was too keen on that side-by-side racing.
I know I wouldn't be. This track is very scary to pass on from what we've gathered out here tonight, and it just... I know I wouldn't want to be in any kind of situation like that.
Ray trying to get his nose in there.
We see some up into the wall a little bit there in front of him.
Yeah, and lap traffic's going to become an issue here soon. Looking at your map, I mean...
Shoot, soon, I'd say right about now. They're on the bumpers right now.
It's going to be Tyler Vicker, the first one to fall. I think that was Vickery, maybe not.
Nope.
Nope, just another orange car. Pete Dillon. $13 to go out here though, Luke, and this race is dwindling.
Laps are starting
like
to close.
If you're Malik Ray, I think you gotta lock in and figure it out right about now, because these guys are, you know, Malik Ray's, what the hell am I saying? Dylan Basin's in the lead. Malik Ray's got to lock in.
There you go.
Just a little tired, Luke. Just trying to save myself for the fun race to, at, I think, midnight. The ARCA at Daytona.
You know, I'm a big fan of those ARCA cars, and I still don't remember if it's the old ones or the new ones, but big fan of the ARCA series either way, and Daytona.
No doubt.
10 laps to go out here in this thing, though, Kevin, and it's been an exciting one so far, and a track and a car series that we're not used to, but it's definitely made for some exciting racing out here, and Dylan Basin's still leading this thing.
Yeah, and he's got a decent lead on Malik right now. I mean, they were side by side for a good handful of laps there, and now he's got about half a second on him. So I'd imagine if Malik Ray wants a chance at this, he's going to have to make one last surge to get to the back of the 011 car, but if you're Dylan Basin, you see, you know, clear field ahead of you, and I think he's just focusing on the fundamentals. Hey Lisa, how you doing?
7 laps to go as they cross here this time.
Yeah, let's go back and take a look and see real quick how the battle between Falkingham and Harper's going, because they're fighting for a money position, I do believe, and I mean they're not far off each other at all.
No, sir.
Those things are funner than hell to drive, Luke.
Those things look fucking sweet. I can't lie to you, Kevin. I know you can't hear them right now, Kevin, but these things sound amazing.
Yeah, and taking a look back at your leaders with 4 to go out here, Dylan Basin has now opened this up to a 7/10 of a second lead over Malik Ray, and I mean it's, dare I say, smooth sailing from here on out as he's making his way around lap traffic. I think that's going to be the last bit of lap traffic he's going to have to deal with in this one.
That's assuming we stay green out here, Kevin. Once again, it can happen out here this late. We've seen it happen, but
Yep.
he's just got to get around a couple more times.
He's just trying to get around this one last time. He has 2 more turns before that white flag comes out. He's just praying it stays green because I don't see any situation which Malik Ray catches him. If it does, coming out of 4, and white flag is in the air. 1 to go. Dylan Basin out here leading by about a second now. Malik Ray trying to hold on to that second place.
I mean, Dylan
Right
Bason's just got
now,
to walk
it's
it
looking
home.
like it's going to be a walk in the park for Dylan Basin. He comes out of turn 4 and he wins it here at North Wilkesboro.
You know, racing McLean for it.
A great win there for Dylan Basin.
Man,
he
these
was
cars.
fighting hard there for the whole
allowed me
race.
to make good contact, I'd do it. So like, these are the kind of cars you touch wheels and you go flying.
Yeah, good race and nice win there, Dylan. Wish I didn't make a mistake on trying to go on a pits when I burned up my right rear. Honestly, should have just taken tires.
You know, what a win for
on
him.
that
I'm
caution.
excited to see a burn on one of these things, Luke.
Oh, yeah. And
Never mind.
You don't mind. And don't forget, we got a third race coming up.
You know, I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind
oh,
about
I
that.
can't lie. I am pissed. I am fuming mad.
Malik Ray, and a great race for him, and Daniel Falkingham as well. Gonna get in the money and gonna get a little bit of a bonus for the halfway leader. So that's gonna be your top 3. I mean, none of them are gonna be mad. Nathan Harper falling right out of the top
And
3, getting to 4th place.
Kenny Reels finishing in P6. He's giving us some shitties.
Hey, there we go.
Thanks, Kenny.
Absolutely. Somebody's got to do it.
And there's your unofficial results up there for the second race of the Roughneck Racing 9th Gear Broadcasting triple header of the night.
Probably the longest. Our next race is going to be 40 laps of Daytona in the ARCA series.
And that one's bound to be an exciting one, Kevin. What do we got looking out here for interviews right now?
Let's go 1, 2, 3. Let's get Basin in here first.
All right.
Hey, Dylan, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, first and foremost, I'm a little upset with you because we sat through 160 laps of this race and we were really looking forward to the burnout. What happened there?
These cars, you know, not a lot of power. So I dropped the clutch and throttled it out, and it just didn't do much. And I was like, never mind, this car's gonna be boring to do it in. So it's like trying to do a burnout in my Honda Civic. You know, it ain't gonna really work out.
Hey, understandable, but how about that race? It seems like, you were trailing Falkingham through the first half of it. It seemed like it was a game of who had control and who could keep it. A little bit different strategy he pulled there towards the end, and you and Malik just seemed to have the cars, and once you were able to get around Malik, it seemed like it was smooth sailing from there. You want to talk us through how that one went?
Yeah, I'm not surprised that Falcon tried to stay out, get that tire advantage later in the race, but with this small field, you got to look at what your situation is and who's on track and how many cars there are in that kind of situation and be like, all right, do I take tires here or do I not? You got to take the probability of like when the wrecks are going to happen and stuff, and that race went mostly green, so I figured it's going to go green to the end, especially with the little cars that we had. And it looks like everybody except him chose the same idea. Same thing I did at Rockingham, so I mean, it was just kind of a matter of reading the situation and, who's where, who might try what, and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, once we got in clean air, not interfered by lap cars, it was driving great. That first run, every time I had a clean track, we'd run like within the hundreds of each other. And then as soon as I got to a lap car, they held on my door, and I was like, okay. But it worked out. Me and Malik had a pretty clean battle, so I think information be clean, and yeah, we showed our true pace at the end.
Yeah, and it was a great race. I got a question though. Are we going to see you in the next one to carry some momentum over there into some super speedway racing?
Heck yeah.
Hey, absolutely. We appreciate it, Dylan, and congratulations on a dominant race by you and a few of the other guys. Good win for the team as well. And anyone you'd like to shout out before we get you out of here?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Team Conti and the Jack Shack guys for always being there supporting me.
Absolutely. Trevor was at a wedding, but rooting you on in the chat. So congratulations to you guys.
Strip.
Hey, we appreciate it. Have a good one, Dylan.
You too.
That was Dylan Basin getting it done, stealing one out here. Let's get your second place finisher in here now, Malik Ray. Hey Malik, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Hey man, how about that race? I'm not gonna lie, going into this one, me and Luke had no clue how these cars were gonna handle, really anything about these things. And after that first round, it was pretty obvious who was gonna have a good shot in this one, and you were one of those guys. You played the lottery right, as opposed to maybe the Falkingham strategy, and then it was you and Basin up there in the front, and able to get the top two, but it seemed like that side-to-side battle, it couldn't hold on for the whole what was it, about 20 laps left. You want to talk us through how that one felt?
Shoot, I was just out of my element, man. I ain't never driven that car before. Well, I'm sure everybody hasn't, and just couldn't adjust to it. And I got P2. I'm not complaining though. Shout out to Dylan, man. He was really fast in that car. I respect him a lot, and he raced me clean for it too. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, and it seems like we see a lot of different cars out here and a lot of different tracks, and no matter what, it's the same handful of guys up front. It seems like no matter what type of car we get you guys in it, same results. So congratulations to you on being able to get a P2 out of it. Will we see you in the next race at ARCA? And if so, how can you carry that momentum and get yourself some more money?
Yeah, I'll probably do the ARCA race. Just try to make sure I just stay out of trouble. It seems like the last like 3 weeks I've been involved in like a lot of, just dumb stuff. So try to stay out of the way of idiots and hopefully, you know, be there at the end.
Hey, absolutely. We appreciate the interview. Congratulations on success tonight. Anyone you'd like to shout out before we get you out of here?
Shout out to James Wagner for putting on the series and for being my sponsor in here and in Coke, and you guys for broadcasting, and Dylan for racing me clean. I appreciate it a lot.
Hey, absolutely. We appreciate it, Malik, and congratulations.
Yes, sir. See y'all later.
See ya. That was Malik Ray getting it done with the P2 out here. Him and Basin going side by side for a while. There's some mutual respect between them, as it was a clean battle between the two of them. So look forward to see what both of them can do in the next race as well. Let's get our third place finisher in here, Daniel Falkingham, who looked dominant all race. Hey, Daniel, guys in the booth, you got a copy?
How we doing?
Hey man, how you doing? That was a crazy race. We had no clue what to expect going into it, but about halfway through, it was pretty obvious what guys were running pretty good out there, and you seemed to be dominating. First and foremost, I want to, ask you about the decision you made there at about 120 on the strategy. It seemed like, you played the lottery, and it kind of didn't go your way as far as the pit goes there. You want to talk us through that one?
Yeah, just fighting a losing battle, I feel like, because we had one tire set left in the pits, and we still had like 40 laps, and I feel like tires did me in a good bunch. So I feel like if I pitted there was going to be people that would have stayed out, and if they get the caution, they win the race. So I played my cards, try to stay out, because I was thinking people couldn't stop wrecking each other that second half, so I figured we were going to wreck again. And what they didn't wreck. So I was lucky. I was even lucky to just hang on to third because Nathan was breathing down my neck at the end right there. So. But just no matter what I can do, it seems like I just always make the wrong decision. This is why I drive and I'm not a crew chief. So, but I mean, still got third. I guess there was a halfway bonus we got too. But I mean, with how much we led, we deserve to win that race, and we got nothing to show for it, sadly. But it's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. How it goes sometimes, and luck hasn't exactly been on your side in the first two races tonight. We hope to see in the ARCA one, and if so, how can you turn that luck around and get yourself some extra money?
Just go out what we always do, or we'll somehow have people trying to go 4 wide when there's no holes and just wreck the field for no reason. I'm sure we'll get involved in that too. So, but no, I mean, it's the ARC car. I mean, ARC car can be fun depending on like what track we race at, because I think it's more fun at Talladega than at per se like Daytona. So. No, we'll give it our best shot. We'll see how we get wrecked there too.
Yeah, absolutely, and by no means a bad race out here tonight. Got a lot of TV time for what it's worth, but
I mean, I had a good time. This was actually like knowing the modifieds. It's kind of right around where I live. Like the modifieds are big up in New England, and I'm sure a lot of people know that. So kind of a fun combo to race. I just wish I actually knew how to play pit strategy. But I think overall the race was actually quite fun. I actually figured out how to drive in the long run, which was pretty good. Definitely had to be very finesse and really like how to manage, like how to go fast without really like being aggressive with the right rear, because the right rear would really wear itself out. So you really had to really just manage how to do that. But no, that long run was a lot of fun. But just hey, we didn't come up what we showed for tonight. But still a good time. It's definitely an interesting combo, but still had a good time.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm sure you won't be beating yourself up about this one for too long. We'll probably talk to you here soon. Congratulations on getting a podium out here, and thanks for the interview. Anyone would like to shout out before we get you out of here?
Yeah, I guess thank you guys for broadcasting. Thanks to Wagner for putting this on. Thanks to everyone who comes out of races. Thanks to everyone for watching.
Hey, we appreciate it, and congratulations, Dan.
Thanks, boys. We'll see you in the next one.
See ya. That was Daniel Falkingham getting a top 3, but you know, Luke, I'm sure he's not too thrilled with that top 3 because that could have been his to win.
Yeah, I mean, he was looking dominant all race, Kevin. I can't lie. He was definitely my pick to win, but either way, it didn't pan out exactly how he wanted, but it still looked like a very good race in my opinion. So, I mean, still got to be happy with the podium finish as is.
Yeah, and you know, that's going to wrap up our second race of the evening, which is actually the season race for the Super Series. So this one was probably the most important of the evening, but this isn't the last one. We're going to have 40 laps of ARCA at Daytona here very shortly. I think about 45 minutes green. Really looking forward to that one, Luke. But as for this one, you want to close us out?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really got anything crazy for us. We'll see y'all